bomb the man just in case. I got aroma, you say? How did he not die? They're enslaving me! I'm gonna have to punch the bushes, and I'm gonna punch the kid inside the bushes, and then I'm gonna get drunk. What is all this trash? Okay, fine. The kid in the wheelchair requires 3 sausages. I mean, technically his legs are broken, he should require less. No. 3 bushes! They're gonna poison me? Are you serious? Do I look like your parents' sex life? You bitch! How did you hide in the bushes? You're bigger than the bushes, man. The developer's in their basement. A pussy just attacked me. I gave the cat... Ha! Bitch, you missed. I'm sorry, where they get armor? I'm sorry, if they miss, if their own skill misses, I get armor, even though they're the ones who should be getting it? Oh, developer, you're so smart, holy shit. Where'd you find the code for this game from? Okay, man is gonna blow up. The chef is gonna blow up, like, literally. Oh, shut up, stop hitting me, I'm not your wife. A whole bunch of men eating each other's sausages. Daddy. The white pigeon has arrived. Fuck me, honestly. Punch the bushes? And that's not euphemism. I mean, it is. The cat is trying to enslave me. There's a joke in there somewhere. Look at delivery, guys, see? He's gonna deliver death. Just like the, what do you call them? Tech support nowadays, that doesn't exist. What is tech support? What's a tech support nowadays? Oh yeah, to hurry up to hit the pigeon before it blows up and takes like 69 hilarious. Oh, maybe gold! Developer, the gold is dying today! The golden standard died because of you! Fuck you, bird. Did the bird just kamikaze himself? Can I hit that pussy real hard? Thank you. Okay, time to silence a woman. Let's go. A whole bunch of manlets are gonna silence a woman for having a voice in today's society. Developer, I can't voice act that. The 7th, you have come, save me! Snow White's voice only changes, her eyes light up blue. Who do we have in here if it isn't the 7th? What do you mean the 7th? We're not like the 7th Saints of the Swords. With this puny gnome squad, ha 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 ha! Gonna launch them what they're capable of. Gnomes attack for our brothers, for gnomes! For our union! The entire game is about how gnomes want rights and they're not getting it. I mean, it's their fault for being short in the first place, just saying. How dare you be short? Hit the woman? Huh? Am I getting enslaved by her? I'm sorry, how does this work? Hold on. When enslavement level is 100 or above, the next plate column will be fully removed from the squad forever. After the enslavement will drop by 50. Each critical hit will drop enslavement by 10, and each time the hero is healed will drop enslavement. So I generate 10 enslavement every time I hit you? Slave to women? Yeah, I know, can you believe that? We should be slave to other men. Oh, 666, hilarious comedy gold developer. Comedy! You're so funny. Okay, this means if I crit you every time, I should be safe. Each critical hit will drop enslavement by 10. Okay, I did multiple critical hits. Are these not critical hits? Do the developers not know how to math? I know mathing is hard and I'm gonna bomb a woman. Also see the glass thing when the prince comes in. Oh no, she summoned her little posse here. Oh no, the blue eyes! The blue dragon! Oh! I mean, she acts like a dragon. That's a very high level joke. What's this? Hide the coffin to replenish health, destroy this armor to get Snow White out of the coffin. This turn or next turn? See, she uses our dead bodies. Does she just hate short men? I don't understand. Isn't that racism technically? Oh right, racism against tall people, not short people. Oh no! I guess technically I need to heal. Wow, the dodge is huge. What is this turn on talk? What do no, I'm not turned on my tiny men. I mean, they get everywhere. Why is she healing? All hero healing is strengthened by 5. Each gnome attacking Snow White heals 5 HP of Snow White. Ah, I have to use big damage. Oh, see? Typical women, they can't stay down. Yeah, the boxer. What? You still heal? Okay, that's gonna be a zero-sum game. 7. Okay, what card can I get? If I'm lucky? Okay, see, I have to play big damage cards. I'm so happy I found a child with a bomb in this world that also hates women. Okay, that's not gonna be enough. 5 times 2, that is like literally nothing each time she gets hit, right? Or is it each gnome attacking? Oh, right, I can crit, so technically I'm always doing... Oh, if you miss, that's the problem! Oh, wow. Oh no, she's gonna enslave a whole bunch of tiny men. Like Redditors when they're like, dummy mommy! And you're like, what dummy mommy? All these women can do better than you! You don't understand, there's a gaggle of... There's a gaggle... Gagging... There's a gaggle of tall goth mummies out there just waiting for a half-meter guy like me to arrive in her life. And I'm like, are you sure about that? I feel like you missed a part of the story in your life that's not true. Huh? I like how that pussy is left behind. Well, yeah. Oh, big... She's enslaving because I miss her. I don't mean emotionally. Can this woman take a hit or two? Oh no! What's he gonna do? Just attack? I mean, there's a chance for you missing, you know, just saying. As I fork you over real good. Uh-oh. Please miss. Ha! See, she looks like a cat partially. See, there's a joke in here somewhere by mistake one day. Can you just get hit? Or I get drunk? Man drinks and hits woman! What's this? What did that do? Okay, I'm blowing her up. She's literally blowing up. See, like a TikTok creator. She's blowing up. Oh, I summoned another guy with a mustache. What just happened? Okay, thank you for that, Arnold. Why am I playing extra cards? Gnomes cost 0 mana, each played gnome draws another gnome from the wagon, the hero receives... No, then skip it. Why Snow White dark now? What do you think? You think she was progressive in the first place? It's in the name, Snow White! Ha! Unbelievable! 80% chance to dodge what she got against me, bitch! 4 times 3. Okay, just use the big sword, guys. Okay, see, she got forked over. Don't make me look bad, man. Dude, I almost had her there, boys! Enough fun for today, time to die, gnomes! So cold, I don't feel my arms! No! My boys! Yeah, I have a lot of men inside me. Take your time. Why is she tearing about... Well, I actually bombed her. Like, that kid sacrificed his life to bomb a wall. Bro, back in action! For gnomes! Bro, how did you... What are you doing? Stop! No! Oh no, bro! Okay, if you do 200 damage, where were you this entire time? Snow White swung for the killing blow, but then bro appeared. Is this like one of the developers? Huh? Huh? Look at that guy pointing his finger. Oh, see you, rock and roll, baby. Okay, the screen wasn't moving, I just clicked in the middle of the screen to progress text maybe, and the game just skipped everything. This game was in early access for thousands of years, and the final cutscene seems to be broken. I'm sorry, the final boss only gives you 4000 XP out of 30,000? First, oh, say like a YouTube comment first. Deal 6 damage one time, increase number of attacks for each mana replenishing the turn. Literally useless. Deal 40 damage can only be played when the hero's HP is less than 20. Literally useless, you'll die. Give Rabbit. What's Rabbit? Each melee or ranged gnome will draw 1 gnomes from the wagon when used, but will also deal 4 damage to the hero. You mean each one? Then I'll die. Applies poison times 2 to the hero and boosts all gnomish poison +1 for this fight. Useless. Gives Reforged. Damage dealt by the next melee or ranged gnome will also give as much armor. You can be useful. What do you mean the 7th? Oh, I'm the 7th gnome, see? Okay, did the developers mistranslate gnome as dwarves or anything? Or they thought dwarves was offensive, so they used the word gnome? This is science. What? Bro, he saved us! Chief, who are they? You see them too? Brothers? The 7th, your path is not over, you must find him. This is not the present that must be. This is not Snow White's fault. It was him who did it all. Find him, reveal his secrets. How did you... Who is him? He played with the devil, he got to the very end. What does it mean? Radar, record it now. He turned into stone, the one who almost figured it out and convinced the devil to guard him. What a horrible habit, talking riddles. He locked Snow White in mind in Looking Glass. The magic Looking Glass in the forest? I knew you should have got control of it. He discovered the other side of space, having learned where the pigeons come from, and he hid from death. 13 pigeons is the answer. Death? I met Death. He let us go every time. What a guy. He always escaped death, and Death didn't like it. The 5 brave men are guarding his secret. The 5 candles conceal his name. The 5 candles? You mean the altar in the camp? What? Who wrote this story in their mom's basement? The 7th, hello, I like you. I like you too. The time has come for me to do your work. The tiny man owes me, but the hands of the clock back until you reveal his secret. Once you find him, tell him I said hi for the last time. Where's the tiny man? Hey, where'd you all go? Radar, do you see this? Yes, if I hadn't seen it, I would have believed you. I record it all. 5 secrets, 5 candles. They definitely have something to do with the old altar in the camp. The death clock knows it can turn back time. Must find out who it is. Tiny man that hides from death and how Snow White's involved in all this. Perhaps we're able to change the present, save Bro and others. Let's get to it. What? What are you talking about? Oh, I'm sorry, that was something? This? Yeah? What? I'm sorry, the game is not over? You guys have a broken cutscene and the game is not over? Am I supposed to unlock a hidden content in the game? Because I was... How do you unlock this? Yo, Gorbachev, any information? Improve poison. Poison of all gnomes improved by 0. What do you mean improved by 0? It says +1. Are you guys stupid? Okay, am I done with the game or... Wait, where's the story that you guys just said? I don't understand. What did they mean? Oh wait, when I fought this guy, when I was killing a whole bunch of pigeons, something appeared in the background. What is that? What they mean? Oh my god! I need to find some random things I need to do in order to unlock this. How? They didn't explain anything. I'm sorry, do they have like a final secret hidden boss fight in a game like this that takes forever to finish? And then they have the balls to hide the final boss fight? After a riddle? Of course the first guide is in Russian. They hit the final This is not even a hidden boss, they hit the final boss! After a bunch of random riddles, what the fuck? Fire up a torch. Lose a gnome. I'm gonna lose your mom, how about that? Okay, bomb boy, bye. Grab each other's hand, cross the bridge. Sing the gnome's battle song. What happened here? To battle! There's a black goat in here. There's a joke somewhere in life that I don't want to know about. Deal some damage, maneuvers. Okay, maneuver this bitch. What the fuck? Yo! Boku no Pico! Take it easy! What is maneuver? Several gnomes of the same type in a row receive maneuver charge. Maneuvers can be used to buff up the commander's clan gnomes or spend... Okay, what does it even mean? I have no idea. Okay. I can't play any of these. I mean, I can. Gives 8 armor, consumes everything it said. Well, this is a problem. I literally don't have anything. Well, I dodged. I had something there, so I lied, technically. I'm very sorry for lying. The hero's health becomes equal to 1. Okay, that was a gimmick. Okay, for a moment there I thought there was like an entire thing here that I didn't realize existed in this world. Okay, that's the gimmick. That's the gimmick. There are many gimmicks. This is one of them. Consumes all maneuvers. Okay, that's fine. If I stop missing, of course, that's a whole different story. Oh, I find myself in a really goaty situation. This is not goated, man. Am I gonna die on this turn? Well, I'm dead. Oh no, right, you almost had no armor. Sorry, my bad, I didn't notice. I thought I was playing... What do you mean? What do you mean? No, I thought I was playing. Steal armor and healing that his character about to receive. Oh! Well, so cool, developer. Where do you find this game from? The game shop? Alright, I can spare my sausages maybe in this mission. Do you take all my armor? This one is gonna kill me if I do that. No, it actually won't. Please, miss. By the way, where's my Dodger Roger? Oh, thank you for appearing half of the time, man. Holy shit, what are you on vacation? Taking the easy way around, huh? That's out of armor and I think I'm gonna die. Oh my god, those dodges are so clutch. Okay, how do I play this correctly? First of all, stab you. Do I have a maneuver? Yeah, I do. You're gonna consume 2, but you might kill me. Okay, you won't kill me. Oh my god, just take down the goat, man. He's not goated. If I had a kid with a bomb, man, this guy would already be dead 10 times over by Timbuktu. Uh-huh. Okay, it's not bad anymore. Please dodge. Never mind, at least you broke my armor, so never mind. Who cares? Life is terrible. Why was that even a thing? I'm dead. Why when I get my... Oh shit, man. Those dodges, honestly. Okay, please just die. Thank you. We're gonna have goat tonight. Okay, what's with the cutscene? I found Peter. A guy riding a llama. Okay, more text, more dialogue. See, the game is full of story by mistake. They found it in the basement. Tactician clan. Okay, what's your talent? See, this is where you find a character that nobody cares about. Hold on, I need a loading screen. I need a loading screen in order to find women and men in the basement of life. What's your deal? Every gnome of the same type played in a row will give maneuver. Gets +1 gnome to choose from after victory. Cannot reroll gnome volunteers after battle. What does that even mean? I have no idea. Talents. War Chief reduce the cost of all commands by 5 wieners. Oh, like the bombs? That is nothing. You barely use those. You don't have the spare resources. Negotiator, barely matter. When destroying enemies' health or giving them armor, the hero pulls 2 gnomes from the wagon! Oh my god, what a stupid gimmick! I need to buff my enemies so they can kill me faster in order to get 2 gnomes that can do nothing. Formation. For each melee gnome played, all ranged gnomes in your hand receive +1 damage for the current turn. Don't do that, it's better just focus one archetype. The hero summons gnomes from the wagon for each unit of mana recovered over the maximum mana limit. That could be something, but honestly the dodge is too good to give up. After playing an armor gnome, a random ranged gnome in your hand will cost 0 mana for this turn. Yeah, but it's random, it's not good. When you has full mana, all ranged gnomes deal critical hits. Okay, but when will I have time? So you might as well just go with melee, because those are the ones that cost nothing. Each discarded gnome deals 4 damage to a random target. Okay, that is actually huge. When an attacking gnome delivers a critical hit, the hero gets 5 wieners. Yeah, but you have a higher chance of missing with this, so it's actually worse than the other character. Reduce the number of wieners consumed by gnomes by 1, but not below 0. Okay, that is literally impossible to go below 0, man. I don't understand how that's a thing. Teacher, reduce the cost of gnome training in hideouts by 25. What do you mean gnome training in hideouts? Wait, what do you mean gnome training? You can increase the gnomes? Wait, what do you mean? Reduces the cost of training of gnomes. What do you mean? Oh my god, not this hideout. The hideout in the missions. Although it looks more like a bar. They didn't pass the bar standards. Okay, where's the second place for this? Okay, so there's a second candle I need to do in order to do the second mission here. And apparently I need at least 70 HP to do it. I need to do story missions until I get it, and I need minus 70 HP about minimum, because apparently I need to sacrifice 70 HP. I thought the game was done for after we beat that woman. Okay. Might as well. Why did they hide a boss after a boss? Okay, I need to check the story missions. Too bad you can tell which one does what. But there was no indication this is how you do it. How is the player supposed to find out? What's with all these stupid developers that think we play their games and only their games, man? Bomb the man. The man is too early to bomb. He's already half dead there. Okay, punch the man until it dies. There was somebody's grandfather in the fields. Copyright gnome folk. Okay, where's the devil? No, I don't want to steal your winners, man, and that's not euphemism. Deal? Okay, I think this is it, right? The blacksmith chooses a sausage. Oh no, this guy is doing the sausage! He's eating my sausages! You son of a bitch, you ate my sausages! I thought it was the deal with the devil. Yeah, thank you for having the gold, kind stranger. I love sausages. Use knife and fork. What did that do? Okay. See, death, it was death this entire time. See, it's funny, this game is so funny. A loading screen into a loading screen to go into a loading screen. You can suck my ass, developer. You know, suck it, suck it. Find my asshole and go... Is there an auto play card system? See, that's the reference. The goats were in it this entire time. The goats were evil. Goats are is evil according to people in this world. Too bad I disagree with them every day. What the... Yeah, slippers, let's go. Let's go to sleep, man. Slippers. See, slippers, like sleep, like counting sheep also sleep. See, multi-layer joke. God, people are so stupid. The graphics in this game look like a Newgrounds game, like a Flash game from back in the day. Okay, am I gonna get to deal with the devil, or is it on a different map? I don't know. I don't need your wieners, man. Just give me these, the story things, in order to find the devil. Oh my god, it's RNG! The final secret hidden boss behind the other boss is RNG, man. Are you guys like stupid or what? You guys desperately trying to sell a game so you don't say your Adidas pullover? The dog infected me. They stole my sausages! 50% less sausages! What are these men gonna do without sausages, man? I don't care, eat my ass! Okay, one boy's gonna starve, which one? The jumping jack just starved. See what happens when you work out too much. Okay, I got a whole bunch of gnomes. Okay, by the way, do you keep the XP or no? I think you keep the XP, right? So wouldn't it be better to go in those missions? Like the story missions at the start, get the ones that give you like 2000, 3000 XP, I think, or something, and just immediately quit out of the mission? Yeah, let's go. Oh my god, this is so stupid. No story missions, okay. See, we need to farm the game now. It's literally RNG, the game has RNG, it already has RNG. In order to get the final boss, I need RNG as well. Are you guys ill? Did your parents not beat you enough to teach you a lesson? Your parents should have put the neurons back in their places. Don't tell me also the questions appear here. Oh my god, I keep on getting these stupid missions. Where's the mission with the devil? Okay, which one has the most story sections? Oh my god, it's gonna take forever to get over there. Can that kid die, please? Please, just die, kid. Just die. Just die in the streets all alone by yourselves, unloved and unwanted. Thank you. Come on, graphics, faster! I cannot kill children, watch me. Oh my god. RNG is total shit. RNG is over here. RNG is over there. RNG everywhere. Yeah, RNG. If I kill children, then I won't be able to play Warframe or those weird Gunner games. Okay, first of all, why Warframe specifically? Okay, bomb the child. First of all, and like you know, like what do you mean? Also, what weird Gunner games I've got to do with children? Isn't it usually the opposite? That kid's gonna blow up. How could I? I could have what? This is life. Battle of the fittest. The survival of the fittest. Well, it depends on what fit. Like cardio fit or, you know, like muscle fit. Am I not surviving? What life? Why? You're lost. If it's survival of the fittest, I cannot win. What do you mean I cannot win? I'll show you in a second I can't win. You joke around, but this game is actually fun. Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. Okay. Those are some big fighting words. I rescued a disabled gnome. 36 sausages because I found 2 guys in the basement. Let's build a slingshot. Brace yourself. I don't know what just happened over there. Oh, I trained one of you. Never mind, I'm stupid. I didn't train. Oh my god. My nose is itching. Okay, let me go to another quest. Oh my god. Okay, so the third candle apparently was to kill a bunch of birds. 13 pigeons. I got so lucky with that one randomly. Looking glass. You need to go through it. I'm sorry, what? Huh? I'm sorry, I need to go here and do something? Luna, Snow. Okay, developers, choose what you want out of life. Snow White? Where is everything? Oh my god. What is this? How do I change character? I can't even change my character! Okay, developers, this is not sex appeal. I don't know who gets off to this. Honestly. I'm sorry, there's the entire RPG mechanic over here. With golden teeth. Yeah, okay, whatever, man. Oh, I have to 50% chance to gain to mana, apply poison to any target. Screw them. Nombo, oh yeah, this guy. More Nombos. Looking glass has 3 levels on each floor. Each glass does this. Strange compass points towards the boss. You can liberate homies. Time for dinner! Gnomes plus 1 damage. Okay, no effect. There's communism over here. Okay, But I don't wanna play this character! He's trash, man! I just applied poison to myself! I can see why nobody complete this game in the videos, I can see that. Oh my god, no way. There, I twonked you. Communism, see? The developers gave up the pretense that this was any other game. I can refuse help by paying them money! I'm paying people money so they fuck off! How does it make any sense? I found chamomile! Okay, so the problem right now is somebody out there is gonna be like, what are you doing? Apparently, I'm gonna show this later. But apparently I need to travel around the map, and on each floor, on each of these floors, there's apparently 2 skulls I need to collect in order to fight the main boss on the main mission, the main campaign. Otherwise, you don't have access to them. What's this? Oh my god, this is useless. At least the winners are cheaper, so that's good. Yeah, but I see, this character is actually very bad, objectively, looking back at it. Okay, where's the first skull? I want to show the first skull. Big wieners. I don't know what this is. Most likely to deal with the devil or something. Oh, could I trigger it from here? Nope, I don't have any HP. Also, where's the skull, man? There, this skull! I need to pick up this skull, 2 on each level! It's gonna take forever, especially with this shitty character! Okay, can I make it to the boss, maybe? Assuming my men don't die of embarrassment for eating all the sausages. Where's the exit for here? How do I heal? By the way. Huh? Well, I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead. I'm actually dead. Oh, sorry, I miscalculated. Okay, let me just see visually the boss. Just stop the boss of this area and just call it a day from there. This is gonna take at least another couple of days. I found a pair of glasses. By the way, do I have the thing from the start? No. Okay, put this anywhere, it doesn't matter. Put this anywhere, it doesn't matter. There's a bone over there. Okay, let's go and bone the boss instead. And they're gonna one-shot me, right? I don't understand the chemist and how it works. Ah, they're stinky! So I poison myself and die! But I'm definitely dead around here, I'll say that much. The cat just killed me. I got 30 Lenin stars. What do I do with the Lenin stars? Well fed, see, increase the health of all enemies by this. See RNG, wow, gameplay. Percentage, so it's 150%. Progress. I'm gonna guess you unlock the next set of, what's called gnomes. Yeah, but how do you change the main character? This is like the worst one in the game. Why do you hide a boss after the bosses? Like, why not make it randomly secret and that's it, instead of putting it after the main boss and you're like, oh, it's still a story. How do you change Miko? Typical Mikos, you can't program 2 lines of code. How do you change a character? Okay, I have no idea. How do you... Yeah. Can you change character? Oh, you can change character, I think. Can you? Wheels. Entire upgrade system here. Okay, so the developer are cowards. Instead of putting the entire gameplay together at the same time, instead of making this the base game, they decide to reset... Oh my god, I think they want to reset the game, and instead of remaking the game, they half-assed that other game, and they put this roguelike game over here, and I'm gonna assume they also didn't finish this. But the story's in the other mode! Okay, I played Binding of Isaac back in the day. Not a lot, but a little bit. Was Binding of Isaac like this? Binding of Isaac had everything together, right? It didn't have a separate mode randomly. Right? Okay, whatever. G to the G. Thank you so much for that, you motherfuckers. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good luck. I have no idea what you guys do with this game. Union of the Gnomes, we failed our union. Well, actually, it succeeded. Okay, see here are the developers. The Mumushkas and Babushkas. Also, they're thanking chat. Thank you, chat, for existing, Boris. By the way, Boris, do you also hate Skyrim? That's a very high-level joke. The highest, the premium. Wow, okay, I don't know what to say, honestly. Where is it? Okay, let me just open up the Steam page. There's a lot to say about this game. Anyway, so, Union of the Gnomes. It's a game, a card game. Apparently it was also a roguelike, figure that part out. It was a melange. Anyways, onward to revolution. It is challenging deck build roguelite. Free your gnomes, comrades, assemble your squad, mind wieners, supplies. I like how to specify over there. Slay the slavers and take down the fiercest of them, Snow White. Freedom to the gnomes. Very positive, I have 250, we know exactly why. The usual. Certain games from certain countries, you know, their own countrymen are like, yeah, let's support our own peeps, no matter the quality of the game. It's more like 78%, I disagree. I think this is a very poor game, and I'm gonna explain why in a minute. But anyway, apparently even like 2 months ago, like the game was getting updated. The developer is Holy Gnomes. Now, I'm not sure, and oh my god, the game is so expensive, honestly, for this quality. Okay, I'm not sure, but we already know where the game is from, right? Give me a second, let me Google it. Yep, it's a Slavic game, okay. It's a Slavic game, okay. No, it has random sexualized characters for absolutely no fucking reason. They can't help themselves, they have to put one in. Just in case, you know, just in case people are like, we got bored of this game. We don't have nuns showing some leg. Anyways, the game was at a discount, 12. The base price is almost 20 Canadian dollars. Listen, difficult making games or not, this is not it. This game didn't have the difficulty, nor I don't know why they're asking for 20 Canadian dollars when there isn't 20 worth of Canadian dollars of content in this game in the first place. I guess the, what do you call it? The graphics are $20, I guess? I don't know. Anyways, what about patches? Okay, they're not showing the patches for the latest version of the game. They just show the 1.0 and that's it. They're not showing like the 1.5 and whatever. This is also one of the best deck builders I've ever played, says ZPK Mr. Falcon. Good for you. I guess you don't have any taste. It does just enough unique, interesting things that it stands out a lot of ways, says Wonderbots. I have no idea what it's doing unique. Everything is broken in the game. Everything is broken in the game. Some people are going to absolutely love this one for sure. Some people with no taste. It runs on everything, apparently, even though the game can crash quite... It doesn't crash often, but it did crash for me at least twice, and I have no idea why. You know, Gnomes, there are 3 Gnome heroes, 130 cards to use in a deck, and by the way, I just want to point out something. This 130 ducks. 130 cards to use in your deck, not in your ducks. 130 cards, this doesn't mean anything, because if you pay attention... A lot of the cards are the same, but they just change color. For example, your character that does poison, you can get a card that, you know, compresses the poison into one stack, or it heals with the poison. Another character is drunk, it uses the drunk mechanic and compresses the drunk. Another character has the strength, it compresses the strength. It doesn't matter. The cards are the same. Like, they literally are no different. Like, you know, if a character specializes in drunk, another in poison, another in strength, and you have a card that compresses them and then does damage or heal or whatever, everybody has the same card. It doesn't really change the mechanics of the game. It's not 130 cards that are unique. They're literally just different colors. They're just changing the colors and they're pretending. Like, for example, characters who discard, what call them, the bad cards in your hand. You have cards that do damage and discard bad cards in your hand, or they heal and discard bad cards in your hand. 24 different effects. Okay, I can agree with this. I think the game literally has only 24 different things out of the 130 cards. I do not feel about that. 19 fairy tallish bosses to beat. I disagree with this. I don't think there are 19 bosses. I think it's more like 8, because I think the game has 8 or 9 chapters. 6 acts of pure revolutionary story. What do you mean 6 acts? The game has more than 7 chapters. Are you guys stupid or what? Story mode, along with the infinite gameplay of endless mode. Yeah, but endless mode, you need that for something else in the main story. Why didn't you combine them? One huge mystery to uncover. Yeah, one huge mystery that's gonna take at least a week to uncover. Fuck you, honestly, I'm not doing that. Anyways, more from HeroCraft. These are the developers, sorry, not developers, publishers of those cheap indie games, such as Insomnia, that I remember playing a long time ago. That tried to be Mass Effect, but on a budget. And, more like this. See, okay, this is Steam recommendation. It's much better. Honestly, it's too expensive. 20 Canadian dollars for this game that is not at all focused. Okay, so the positive reviews. I'm actually very curious why the positive reviews. Okay, let's see. Purell says, this is what happens when Slay the Spire, Darkest Dungeon, not even close. You clearly don't play these games. And a Fairy Tale Fever Dream collides at high speed. I didn't expect much, but turns out managing your sausage rations while commanding a wagon of tiny anarchists through the cursed forest is oddly therapeutic. Okay, let's take this in stride. First of all, managing your sausages. This is bad. This is objectively the worst system I've seen in a while. Now, I didn't play Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire. I know this is popular, I didn't play it. And by the way, is it discounted? Yes, it's counted. It's $30, so the developers think their game is as good as this game, but I know this game has a good reputation. Now, I didn't play Slay the Spire, so I don't know if it has a resource system. Can I check the trailer for a second? Because Slay the Spire should be the original, right? Yeah, it has this system, like every other card game uses. It's just a template, an asset. But the thing is, there's a reason they don't have resources. None of the games that I ever played, the card systems, none of the systems, these card systems, have a resource to travel nodes. The reason for that is because it's very hard to manage multiple things at the same time. And especially this, the developer has to... Here's the problem that a lot of people don't understand. Can you show the pathfinding again? Okay. So if you go from one node to the other, the thing is, this is a random generator. A random generator, just like AI, is not smart. It's a bunch of numbers. You're inputting data, the thing is reading the data as I'm having a stroke here. You know, without any emotions. It doesn't understand. It's like the teapot problem. You can show a teapot to an AI and say this is a teapot. You give it 1,000 images of a teapot, it's gonna give you a teapot. But here's the funny part. You need to specify different elements of the teapot. Like, for example, the teapot, the thing that you close the teapot with, the lid. You have the nose, you have the underside, you have the handle. If you don't separate different parts of the teapot and show it the different parts and say this is the handle of the teapot, this is the lid, and this is the node, but you just show it a fully completed teapot. That is why, for example, in AI images sometimes, you have a teapot with like 3 handles, because you don't specify what each part is in relation to the main object. The entire card system, this is like that. It's not smart. It doesn't understand. You just throw it, okay, you spawn this within certain limitations of variable. It's going to create a random path. Union of the Gnomes is literally using that asset for, I think, the Unity engine. I'm not sure which engine it was. Let me check. Yeah, it's the Unity engine. Okay, so they're literally using one of the default. By the way, I like how they don't show the thing. Is there images here? In me, the first thing I see is a woman. Okay. Unfortunate. Is this what you fight? Oh, see the devil. Okay, hilarious. Okay, see, this person feels good about themselves because they completed 3 things. Okay. Okay, can you guys show the layout? Okay, I mean, we all remember what the layout looks like. But as you're traveling through the nodes, this node costs 30 sausages, and you're forced to pick up a gnome that can add 3 sausages to your build, or even 1 minimum. In some cases, I had 3 gnomes, with each one 3 sausages, and I almost had no money. So, I'm in a situation where I have to pick up a gnome that's gonna have more sausages. And then I'm like, okay, each node is, 30 sausage here, 30 sausage here, 30 sausage here. I have 100 sausages, I can make it. But I get to a gnome here, it's like 23 sausages now each time, or 33, and then it's 36, and then I'm gonna run out of sausages. But thankfully, like the last sausage batch, even if I think you have like 10, you won't faint or something like that. Whatever. But oh my god, half of the, and this is not a joke, when I was editing my videos, I noticed half of the time, like sometimes for up to like 30 seconds or a minute, I'm calculating how many sausages I'm gonna run out. And sometimes I'll barely run out at the boss. This is a card game where sometimes you're gonna spend a minute or 2 just calculating how many sausages you're gonna need so you don't lose a card at the end against a boss fight. Because it's random. You can lose the card that literally heals you or gives you mana because the game doesn't generate mana. I've never seen this. I've never seen a card game where you don't generate mana. You have to use a card to generate mana. Usually in games like this, you recover at least 1 mana per turn or all of them. What did I play? I played that game. What was it called? I mean, by the way, card games are very expensive. I always mention this. Like, this is an unfinished game, whatever, but it was funny and everything. Plus, it has an entire combo system that actually works. The thing is, when you see games like this, unfinished games like this, and you're like, they understood what they wanted to make. This entire game is about making combos because the guy's called Helmet Man. He just punches people because he's like an ugly guy, but also very strong. I mean, yeah, of course, people are playing it for girls and whatever AI generated. But the thing is, this has something going on. It tried to focus on one element of the game and it tried to guide you in that place. Union of the Gnomes doesn't do this. It has an extra resource management system that doesn't make any sense. Because here's the thing. If I'm over here and I'm running out of sausages and there's an entire problem, I have nowhere else to go. I'm going to be going to this to get sausages for my men. And then I get over here. I have to start calculating for the next 2 minutes how many sausages I'm going to need at the end of the boss, you know? And then, is it better to go to the market over here and buy sausages? Or should I go over here, higher chance of something else? But the thing is, there's no choice. There are no choices because I'm always going to be running out of sausages because it's too high. The cost is too high for the end of the mission. You can literally run out of sausages sometimes without even, like, you weren't taking the wrong path. You're taking the right path and you run out of sausages. It's a management system that the developers didn't even think about. And there's no way to lower the cost other than having apparently one hidden character out of nowhere against a really hard boss fight. By the way, this game is too reliant on the card and the levels of your character. So I have no idea what this person is trying to say when they say you have to manage your sausage ration. There is no management. You're not managing. Me sitting down, here's the thing. Me sitting down and literally just calculating 30, 60, 90, 120, 200. Okay, so in order to get to the boss, I need at least 200 sausages. I cut out the two hideouts. I can buy the sausages here. This is 100 sausages minus this. Okay, I need to buy 100 sausages at least. That is not skill. That is not skill. That is not skill. That is just me running menial math. This isn't math like, you know, I debuff the enemy and then I do 50% damage and then I heat proc and the heat proc will reduce the armor and then that 50% of the 50% will multiply into the viral. You know, nothing like that. There's nothing like that. This is just me sitting down and going 20, 30, okay, 40, 50. That is not skill. That is not skill. This is not management. This is just you thinking you're doing something with your life when you aren't. Combat is tight. Positioning matters. Again, not really. Because the combat in the card system doesn't matter. Because here's the thing, the only viable solution that I could find was just multi-hitters, because nothing works in the game. For example, you have the Stinker guy. If you apply Stink to yourself, and then with these other cards that you, not the mana, yeah, the ones that cost mana, with this character you can hit yourself and use HP as mana, you essentially poison yourself. So already that's a nightmare. Because the money is also very, very tight, all the cards are very expensive, and you can only have 5 cards at the same time in your hand, it's better not to play any mana cards at all, because you're wasting slots and times doing that. And there's a serious lack of cards that actually can put, other gnomes in your favor that at least deal with the mana situation. Like, for example, you have a gnome, you hit, you generate cards. But because you almost don't have any mana, it's kind of a nightmare. Like, what card are you going to play? You're either going to be out of mana or you're going to be out of slots. And if you overplay your cards, I think they end up going in here. But sometimes they don't, I don't know. Like, they don't appear in your hand even though you pull them. It's honestly a mess. Like basically, just to explain it, this guy, you put it on this guy, enemies hit you and they poison themselves. But if you hit yourself, you also poison yourself. I have literally no idea how that's even possible. And the worst part is, the developers made it this way with a 5-card limit because of these trinkets, the trinkets that add bonuses to the cards. Here's the thing, it's completely useless. Because it's all RNG and you have 5 slots only, so they try to make the trinkets very, very important, but for example, over here, you're always going to put the anti-curse trinket because this is where the curses immediately go. All the other ones are completely random. It's completely random. There's no skill set. Like this guy here, crit right now is completely useless. You can't crit with this guy. This guy, I remember it added an extra +1 bonus to something. For this guy, it's useless. This trumpet, if I remember correctly, if you hit, I think with a crit or something, and this is the funny part, none of the characters can crit naturally. You have to play the card that also crits. So, in a single turn, let this sink in for a minute. In a single turn, I have to play a card that can crit the enemy. Okay, you can't crit naturally unless you level up your character. You grind for hours, like almost 4 hours per level at a certain point. You grind for 4 hours per level in order to crit like at 1% chance or 2% chance per level or something stupid like that. But you basically need to apply a card to crit the enemy in order to trigger an item that most likely just gives you one other card. And the one other card is going to drop here, that's going to go into the crit thing, assuming like it can crit in the first place. It's very unreliable. You need to do a card for a card into another card. And here's the thing, the crit card is going to only last for 1 turn. 1 turn! And that 1 turn, like, you know, for example, what was it? There was a card. I forget, there was a card somewhere. Oh yeah, the Kung Fu Master! The Kung Fu Master was the worst card in the entire game I've ever seen in my life. It's objectively a complete failure as a game design, if I can find it. The Kung Fu Master is a card that you apply on yourself, and in 2 or 3 turns, depending if it's upgraded, you'll do crit damage. You'll do guaranteed crit damage. Now, of course, somebody out there is going to be like, oh, that sounds really smart. That sounds cool. Except here's the problem. At least half of the time, I wouldn't get a single attack card. So I'll use a guy, do damage to myself, and then, on that turn, I wouldn't have any attack cards. Are the developers, like, actually stupid? They never played a card game. How can you plan... Here's the thing. Card games where you trigger something on a delay should be against the enemy, not for the player. It doesn't work for the player. I cannot prepare myself in the next 2 or 3 turns to get the right RNG. It's literally impossible. And I know someone out there is going to be like, oh, just play cards where you summon other cards. But it's RNG. if I play a card that can summon other cards, what are the chances? What you're gonna fill up my deck with cards that summon other cards? Then what am I summoning? I'm summoning other cards to summon other cards, and then I'm gonna run out of mana. Or in the case of this character, I'm gonna run out of HP. Which one is it? It doesn't work like that, especially with a limit of 5 cards. So, no offense to this person, but what are you talking about? Positioning doesn't matter because you can't control positioning at all unless it's against the enemy, and there's like maybe 1 or 2 cards per archetype, like red, blue, or green, but those cards are all bad. The only good one I found was the guy that shoots the hook. Yeah, this guy that shoots the hook and brings the enemy close to them. This is the only actually like controllable card because it pulls the enemy towards you, so you know how to control it. The ones, like, the other ones, on the other hand, are complete trash, though, especially the ones that push the enemy. Because also the enemy can't push themselves around, like, they move themselves around. So there's no strategy in the first place. You just pick this card because it's also free to play. This card is free to play, the other ones cost, and I have no idea why. It's just a comedy game? No, seriously, it isn't. I made it funnier than it is. There's a cheat strategy here. No, there isn't. You just pick the Rocco Barocco guy with a dodge, because, again, as I mentioned, the dodge on this guy, he can generate dodge at 50%, plus he can stack the other dodge at 30%. So basically, with me, I had 80% dodge, and that was the only way I could survive 90% of the fights, because then all my cards could go into damage. Otherwise, you need to separate your cards. You need to divide your cards into three parts. Damage dealers, mana recovery, and defense, you could say. And you have only 5 hand, you have a 5-hander, and you have very limited amount of space even on the wagon. So this guy is honestly, I think, the only actual viable guy in the entire game. Especially if you want to beat the final boss. Otherwise, you're gonna spend hours grinding. This is the only character I found out that, like, basically doesn't require grind. Because his skill set is that reliable. And it's pretty telling when at least 90% of the screenshots around here are with this guy. Let me check. No, there are actually other people. Okay, the very few people play this game, it seems like everybody went Rocco Barocco. That's hilarious. That's hilarious, man. That's hilarious. Oh yeah, I just want to mention something else. There was a character. I just want to mention this and how bad the balance of this game is and how the developers actually gave up. They actually gave up on the game. I just want to mention this. Like, by the way, this person apparently claims they can actually... Okay, see, I have no idea what they did over here to get 58 damage, but whatever. I'm gonna guess like they overpowered themselves. Yeah, level 40, look at this. Level 40, shut up. Okay, I just want to mention this with this character. The witch gives you bonds that poison and heal you. For some reason, you can apply the bonds back to the witch. It doesn't make any sense, right? It doesn't. You have a negative item that can reapply on the boss, that the boss gives to you. But okay, whatever. That's not the problem. The problem is there's a gnome that you can get that applies the poison back on the enemy, like takes the entire poison stack and reapplies it as damage. Here's the thing, that poison card, it unlocks in a much later mission. So you have a boss fight early on in chapter 2, I think, that has the entire bullshit mechanic, and the counter card is not available to the player at all. It's not available until later on. The developers literally just randomly... they literally didn't finish the game. They literally just put random things in different places. They forgot to manage when certain things spawn in different places. I just love that. The variety of cards and interactions surprised me. You'll fail a few runs early on. A few. But once you learn how to work with modifiers and weapon upgrade, it clicks. Okay, but it's not weapon upgrades. And neither wagon. It isn't. You just level up. This is no skill. Can't see what they add next. High replayable, refresh original. Yeah, that's replayed only for 3 hours. Recommended if you wanted to overthrow a fairy tale regime with cards and gnome rage. Yes, you should. No, you should not. Is this the only other review from early access? Okay, can we organize them by date? Okay, May 2025. May. Steam, can you show me? Also, what is this? On positive or negative recently? Okay. Okay, after apparently once the full game came out, it got a lot of negatives. Yeah, because the developers didn't finish the game, that's why. Okay, apparently a lot of them are negatives after the 1 release. Because I can already tell the developers didn't complete the game. And the fact alone that they decide... This is what I mean. You can tell this mode here... Where's the looking glass? Can I see the looking glass? Also, there's no reason at all to get other upgrades in the game because... Oh my god, the Steam player sucks honestly as well. By the way, there's no reason at all to buy other, other characteristics in the game because it's all rubbish. Because all of them require like multiple points to increase. Yeah, you just get dexterity or perception? The one that gives you dodge, because dodge honestly saves you. Dodge allows you to not focus on wasting time with the cards on defense. You just need the heals. Yeah, this. You can tell the developers actually wanted the entire sausage system works better with this Binding of Isaac system. You can tell. And I have no idea why the developers didn't... because I think what happened here was the developers realized their standard mode with the sausage actually sucks. You can tell because the game feels very rushed at certain points in the main campaign. On the other hand, already from the start, when I played this mode, the roguelite, this one, the Binding of Isaac thing, you can already tell this one was much better done. The sausages made sense. There was actually strategy to choosing if you want to waste sausages, going the other way around in order to get to the enemy, or you want to go to the shop first, that kind of stuff. You can tell this was much better done, this section. I mean, of course, it sucks that I was forced to choose that character, Mika, but still. You can tell this is where the effort was gone. And honestly, I don't know why this was not the main game. Because I guess but you see, the story doesn't matter. You just put the text in there and that's it. Every time you finish a mission, you just get text, but the developers were like, we're so funny. Yo, Mika! Yes, Vladimir! Hey, we made a stupid story about a woman talking too much and having men, let's listen to her. What should we do? Should we remove that part of the game? No, we can't. Otherwise our little cousin is gonna cry and tell our mother about it and then they're gonna beat us. We have to live in the stupid, unfunny story in the game. Okay, what are the negative reviews? Let's see. Bob Marley has 169 hours on it! A terrible game in terms of balance. This is very true. Example, with each level all your achievements and level ups and lives are cancelled, but your opponents don't. What kind of weirdo, excuse me, came up with... What kind of weirdo, excuse me for calling a weirdo, motherfucker? What kind of weirdo came up with this? Another example, you have a 50% chance to dodge, but in the end all the hits on you, at 6 to 7 of them hit their target. Yeah, because it's RNG. Overall, the picture is good, the idea is good. Yeah, this is exactly what I said at the start. You can tell the only polish in the game is just the graphics and that's it. But the execution, to put it mildly, is not very good. Mildly. I'd even say it's an honest disaster. Beaker the cat. By the way, I love how the people recommend the game. I mean, other than this person at 55 hours. It seems like most of the people in negative reviews actually have long play times. In my opinion, everything about this game is great except the balance and translation. The balance issues make the game frustrating. The loading screen suggestion of changing your squad in a camp insulting. This is also very true. The hints in the loading system are also terrible. And by the way, I just also want to mention another thing. The final boss in the game, the final hidden boss after the boss that I'm not going to do, it's literally like you have one line of text, right? From the guys that tell you about the 13th pigeon and stuff, and then you can never get the text again, so you can never see the hints again. Okay, just remember that. You have one chance of reading how to get to the final boss in the game. The final boss. And you can't repeat that line again. Just remember that. You might be 45 minutes into an otherwise successful run, and then you randomly hit a group of enemies that have some conditional abilities that your deck cannot overcome. This is also very true. Because the game is that kind of game. I mean, I know Slavic life is very, very hard, but still, it shouldn't be hard enough where you think targeting the player, encountering the player every time, it's funny. It's one of those types of game where the developers were more focused on countering the player's playstyle every time, rather than actually making an interesting game that's balanced, so that, you know, different builds can play it. Like, for example, in my case, there's a lot of bullshit enemies in the game where the only solution for the red class of characters, like the red ones, the red build, the only solution for this guy, for some of these enemies, is to literally bring in the bomb kid. Okay, that was the only solution. If you don't have the bomb kid for some of these places, it's literally impossible. That was their idea, to basically make one card in order to counter their counters. And that's honestly just poor game design. Where was it? Changing your squad literally means starting over and wasting another 45 minutes. Progressing in the campaign means 1, you set up a decent deck, and 2, RNG was in your favor. This is also very true. 3, you have failed enough times that meta progression is offset RNG to eke out a win. Oh my god, this is actually something else I said. The game feels very much like, you know, at a certain point, if you level up, you're like outdoing the RNG. That's exactly what happened to me once I got the levels into dodging. Compared to something like Slay the Spire in STS, as the player, you always feel like you're in control. Even if you have RNG setbacks, this is also very true because the game like literally forces you to interact with the RNG, you can't offset it. You know your greed versus safe choices lead you to position. In WoG, WoG, you don't have that type of control, RNG is just too much weight in the outcome. There are no great versus safe choices. This is also very true when it comes to pathfinding. Most of the choices you can make are trial and error sequence based. If you've seen this event before and you memorize a successful sequence, you repeat it. This is also very true, like the bomb kid. Otherwise, you're going in blind and yada yada yada. The translation issues seem to be pretty rare. This is true, although I don't like how the developers just use random words everywhere. Like hideout for camping, and then the hideout is a bar. And the bar is out in the forest. Honestly, that is like so stupid. Most likely a bot account because I don't know how they speak like this. The quintessence of the best games in the genre. You mean the quintessential? Mr. Nick Fury says, deck builder with soul. Ironically enough, it doesn't have any soul. You can tell it was soulless at a certain point. Doesn't waste your time with like 40-20 minutes run per mission. Number 1 is packed with content. And how is it packed with content if you don't play for 2 hours, man? 2 modes. Just like you. Campaign, fully fleshed out campaign. No, the campaign is not fully fleshed out. I can confirm that. It isn't. A lot is missing from the campaign. Also, entire islands are missing, by the way. And roguelite mode, which I honestly think, you know what the developers should have done? They should have just combined the two. That's it. Like, some missions are roguelite, and then there's this, variety. And you can do it in one run with your heroes unlocked instead of separating them, but the developers wanted to buy time. Call me sir, yes sir, says this is so much, the is so much I don't like about this game. Here are the few thoughts. The deck is fixed with 10 cards. Yeah, that is true. You start with 10 cards and you can use 5 at the same time on your hand, which again is very limited, and honestly, a lot of cards need other cards and more space. It doesn't work. The level up needs also grinding. This is also true. I calculated at a certain point each level up is going to take about 4 hours if you keep up with the pacing of the game. If you receive a curse card, it will stay in your deck till the end of the deck. Not all of them, only some of them. And honestly, this is what I mean. You can get unlucky. Like, this is another thing I mean. You can get unlucky enough where if you get like a curse card that stays in your deck, and you're unlucky where during your adventures you don't get a card that can like remove the bad card from your hand, you're stuck. You can't do anything. The run died. So at a certain point, ironically enough, at the start of the mission, before you start of the mission, you have to at least pick one card that gets rid of negative cards. You're forced to. It's not a skill issue. You literally are forced to pick up certain cards. No skipping card, you have to choose the card or reroll with the gold cost. Yeah, this is also true. When you finish the mission, like each fight, you're forced to pick up a card. You can't skip them. I've never seen that in a game. But here we are, discovering new stupid things. The level up point in some characters calls for 6 points to take, which is 2 levels. This is also very true. This is why you only pick up the levels that give 1-to-1 parity. This means like dodge. Dodge is honestly the only one that's even viable. The towns have no dynamic in it. This is also very true. The towns are just trigger on X, that's it. Some of the builds just don't work. Poison build. So I can't disagree and agree because poison builds can work, but poison builds can be countered back on you. So I have no idea why you do a poison build if it can be like thrown back at your face. But yeah, remember this game has soul. TKL says the game has a major difficulty spike as early as chapter 2. This is very true. I've never seen a game, because here's the thing, if the game is going to be 50% harder, it should be 50% harder at chapter 3, right? Or 4. If it has only like 7 or 8 chapters the entire game. What really gets me is the final 2 areas are the easiest in the game. Like they have no strategy, there's no skill set. You just like multi-hit, crit, and everybody just dies in the last 2 areas. But before that, in the starting areas, oh my god, the amount of poison, counter, shield, steal, money, what else? Oh yeah, the Red Riding Hood build that like changes. Oh yeah, also this guy that like doesn't get damaged. The amount of insane gimmicks in the first couple of areas that can destroy you if you don't have levels on your hero are honestly way too high. And then the final two areas are like the easiest in the game. There's no secret to the game. Like there's no gimmicks or nothing. You just hit everybody. That's it. In fact, you just go full damage, Rocco Barocco, that's it. Anyway, Subject 797 says, forced to play specific ways to proceed in campaign. This is very true. Yeah, I did say it feels very puzzly as a game already from the start. I don't necessarily hate this, but here's the problem. Because you need to level up your heroes, okay? And it shows a deficit. Like, for example, this guy is -1 on range characters, and the archer guy is -1 on melee characters. +1 generates mana, the other. Here's the problem. A puzzle card game works if you don't have level up systems, right? It makes sense. Think of it this way. In Slay the Spire, I don't know if it has like different characters. By the way, I don't think anything about Slay the Spire. I never played it. But here's the thing. Let's say you have a melee warrior, right? Or you have a mage, right? Okay, here's the thing. If I have a mage, I choose the mage, and I specialize in mages, and I beat one castle, right? And then I specialize in the melee, and I beat another castle. But also, if one area, for example, is countering mages and the other warriors, okay? Meta progression or not, if I don't need to level up my character, it's fine. If there's no grind, okay, and the grind is just quality of life, so I can power through the game for people who have like less skills. I'm not trying to insult them, but some people have less skills, so they need the RPG mechanics to buffer the game so they can actually complete the game. If they don't have that, if there's no grind, it's fine. I can understand this. With a puzzle, like, each area something special. But the game has leveling up systems for each hero that can take 4 hours. Are the developers actually, like, stupid? They are stupid. Dude, your game has been in early access for a while and you don't notice this? What's wrong with you? I don't understand. How did you guys not notice this? How did you guys create each level a gimmick, puzzly gimmick, and then not realize it takes a character 4 hours to level up? How did you not realize this? Like, I don't understand. Indie or not indie, this is incompetence beyond belief. Okay, this person's like, yes. Okay, nothing else to say, honestly. This was the game. It's honestly very badly balanced. I have no idea what other build could do other than Rocco Barocco. I have no idea. There's no other guides for the game, by the way. In fact, this is the only guide for the game. But basically, it's how to unlock the super secret hidden boss, which apparently is death. And one of the ways to do it, you basically have to do like objectives, like little missions. But by the way, other than the first text that appears on the game, when you've beat the final boss like Snow White, you never see this text again. So good luck remembering what they said and trying to get the riddle done. Okay, good luck. Because you need to basically do a mission here to unlock an area. You need to also do the Devil of the Dwarves quest, mini quest here, which by the way is RNG. It could take you like 4 hours to find it. It's RNG. In my case, I almost never found it again. This one about the pigeons, which I got lucky by mistake I did it, by the way. And then there's a fourth candle, which is the other mission that you need to complete it. Basically, spend another week playing the game in order to unlock the boss to the boss. And apparently the fifth candle... okay, so you need to do this gnomes here. Okay, so you need to just defeat somebody and die, and that's it for this one. And, oh my god, I also need to grind another level. I need to grind a level to like 50 times! Oh my god, dude. At the very least, make the boss hidden, like a special side content. Instead of saying it's the final boss to the final boss in part of the story. Oh my god, the developers are so stupid, man. Okay, everything's in Russian. Okay, this game doesn't have too much of a community out of there. Pigeons are trash. Pigeons are trash. Game too difficult. Am I missing something? No, trust me, you aren't. The game is like really difficult for no reason. Because the developers, honestly, they didn't try with the balance at all. They didn't try. When was this game like in early access? That's what I'm curious about. No, they're not gonna show. Okay, maybe on Steam, SteamDB. Okay, developers, don't lie to me. It wasn't on May. It was in early access. I know this game was in early access for a while. Could be this? July 2024? No, this game, I know I heard about this game a lot longer than that. Like a lot more, like long ago. July 20... Signing to view older history. Most likely the game was in the oven for at least a year. So let's say it was being developed at least around 2023. It got in early access in 2024, and about a year later, it finally came out in full release. Honestly, it's not good for essentially what is 2 years of development, especially in early access. And somehow the developers didn't notice any of the problems with the game. Anyways, G2G, thank you so much for the developers, much appreciated. Good luck. I wish you the best. But honestly, no, just no. I don't know why a roguelike game requires at least 2 weeks to get to the hidden boss for an average person like a normie playing the game, okay? And by the way, I just want to mention one last thing. The gnomes are not the correct size at all. Why are the gnomes always different sized? Sometimes they're big, sometimes they're small, sometimes the rats are giant, sometimes the dogs are tiny. But whatever, eat your cabbages next time, okay? Anyways, G2G, thank you so much for that, developers. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I wish you the best. No more gnomes, please, though. I like how the developers just named the entire company after